Running a little over today. Last I checked it was 1:28, and then of course I'm looking for paper and I run too late. Oof, the light's not good on me today. See if I can, no, don't want to do that. Maybe tip this one way or the other. Maybe tip this. It's like washing me out big time today. Oh, maybe I will. Well, that'll be better for now. I'll switch it once we get doing the project, which I'm hoping my overhead camera works for today. Of course, that would be fabulous. And so, of course, you know how I am. It's last minute and I'm trying to go around looking for my supplies, trying to figure out what we're gonna do. So, yes. Whoever's watching, please make sure to at least say hello. I can't tell how many people are watching or if more than one or two or three people are watching. So just make sure you pop on and just say a quick hello for me, just so that I know that there's more people watching than what I can see, which is always nice to know that that's the case, right? So hello, my good friend. How are you doing today? It's beautiful. Is it sunny in Chetwynd today? It's always wonderful to see the sunshine, right? So now, since I'm just collecting my thoughts, sorry I was a little late. I'm just gonna open some things here. Well, hello, Miss Kelly. How are you doing? How are you doing, hey? Oh, at a mini retreat. That's nice. Perfect. Hello, Auntie. How are you? I better keep my packaging here. All right, so hello, Rhonda. How are you? So quick hello, or a quick chat about the retreat, just as I have a few of you on here. So the retreat's May 18th, 19th, and 20th. It is May long weekend, but I did that on purpose so that if any of you'd like to attend and are working, you'll get the Monday off work anyway, and it just saves you from having to take an extra day off work. So I know some of you will be camping, and I mean, it is what it is, but that's the weekend I chose. So 18th, 19th, 20th, it is live on the website. You can go in and register. It's, of course, first come, first serve. It's here in town in Dawson Creek at the Sedaton Hall, which is just right off the Pioneer Village, which is nice. If any of you have never been there, you know, you could craft and scrapbook and attend the retreat, and then you could go tour the Pioneer Village, because I believe it opens that weekend, so be the first there. So yes, go under classes, and then there's under the drop-down menu for classes says retreats, and then it'll say view all or register now or something. You click there. Now, if you read in the comments, it does say that there's only a $75 deposit required. However, when you click on it to add it to your cart, it will come up as the full $200. If you read in the description of the retreat, it gives you the code in there to enter, which will reduce the $200 down to the $75. It was just the way that I'm trying to keep it easier this year to keep track of attendees. And at this time, it's another trial and error, so it was the way I kind of came up with to be able to keep track of everybody, and then I will just do a reverse coupon later on, and you will then just be charged the $125 to pay the rest of it. So, anybody interested in the retreat that is online, feel free to go online and register for that, okay? So just note that if you only want to pay the deposit up front, there is a code in there to do that. I have 5 people registered already from it just going live on Thursday, so I'm super happy about that. And there'll be a few different things this year, so you know, I'll tell you about some of it, but some of it I'm gonna keep quiet, right? Yeah, so I know I see that you already signed up, and thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. So today I want to do a little video. Come here. Oh, I got a sad girl here with me. Today I'm going to talk a little bit maybe about the new color, Scorched Timber. Scorched, yes, timber, I was right. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take you through a few different things, some techniques, and maybe build like an art journal page or a junk journal page. I don't know. It's kind of all blends together now, right? You can kind of use it for anything. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If anybody has any questions about the retreat, let me know. The Maker's Box also went live on the 1st, and so I'll talk a bit about more about that at the end if we have time, but I want to kind of get down to the demo. So I'm going to switch this. I'm going to turn on my light back on if I can reach there, just to give it a little bit more brightness down there. So I don't know if I'm going to use both the Oxide and the Distress, but I watched some of the video. But I thought that I would open it up. I do have the sets in stock. So I have both inks. I have the re-inkers. I have the spray stain, the Oxide spray, the paint, and the embossing glaze, I'm pretty sure. Okay? Yep. All right, so I just need you guys to hang on for a second, okay, please? Anything, just for half an hour, okay? All right, sorry about that. The joys of trying to work from home, right? Okay, so the first thing I thought I would do is just, let's run some stencils. So let's take this. Has anybody else watched the video, the Scorched Timber one? I started, I didn't get all the way through, but I started. Okay, so we're going to use this, and then I just got in these stencils from Elizabeth Craft Designs. I think they're fairly new. I honestly am not sure when they were released, but they are called Journal Stencil number 1. This is the designs. So you get all 4 of these stencils in a package. And I really, really like them. I know they kind of, maybe a couple of them sort of look like a snowflake, but I think you could work it so that, you know, maybe they look more like a mandala instead. So I do have one other set of these available already, but I can always bring in more. I like the size of them. They're a bit bigger than the Tim Holtz ones. What does it say on here for size? Just over 4 1/4 by almost 8 3/4. So they're really really good size. Okay. This one's really nice. I guess that one does quite look like a snowflake, but you have this one, which is really nice. Ooh, and then look at this one's bigger than I thought. But wow, that would be beautiful on the front of an album or something. How could you knock this down so that maybe it looks less than a snowflake, do you think? Any ideas? I'm not going to use that one right now anyway, but just, you know, have any ideas? Let's use let's use the flower one, hey? Let's use the flower one first. I tend to not really navigate to these or gravitate to these stencils that have images like this on it, but I do find that they are becoming a little bit more popular as time goes on. So, And because I just want to test Scorched Timber just to see how it is, I think it'll be great. I'm going to try, I should have brought my other blending brushes, but I'm going to try to go start in at the middle of the flower and then work my way out to see if I can get the variegated blending a little bit. That is why they bring out smaller blending brushes, so that you can do that exact thing. But as you can see with my children today, it's been not an easy morning. All right. So the stencil pack is $21.95. Like I said, I do have one on hand, an extra one, because I ordered two because I thought, ooh, these are really nice, and I bet you there'll be a few people that might really appreciate this set. I used to be really, really big on the Tim Holtz stencils. I mean, I have tons of them. But there's some times where I just want a little bit bigger stencils. So I've been really leaning lots more towards the 6x6 or bigger, just because I feel like it gives you that extra coverage, right? And for anybody that likes, hello Lori, for anybody that likes the pencil crayons, the distressed pencil crayons, they are going to be releasing more sets. So far to date, they only have 3 sets, which is, I think, 36. Is there 10 or 12 in there? And they are going to be releasing 3 more, I believe. 36 and 36 would be 72. So that is probably everything. I'll have to double check on that. That was bad of me. I should have had that. I should have known that before I mentioned it. I could look it up on my computer here quick. I'm going a little slow on this one just because I'm trying to like do the blending from darker to lighter, so I'm kind of taking my time. I'm not doing my crazy stenciling like I normally do. So I probably should hurry up because I do want to kind of work on a bit of a junk journal page or a art journal. I don't know. I don't honestly really know. I guess junk journals have a whole bunch of little flips and flaps and different things, where art journal is more of just decoration on the page. I guess, would that be accurately the difference? All right, so this is Scorched Timber. I actually quite like it, I think. Look at that. That's pretty stunning, I'd have to say. Just a simple flower. And you know what? That's the thing, is I always think that you're not going to like flowers. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not a big flower person, but you know what? I love it. I really, really like it. All right, so now I just have this I guess you could call it a mixed media. In all of the times I've spent looking for these like little notebooks or these journals that have like a bit thicker paper, what I've come across is them being called like a mixed media album or a mixed media journal. Sometimes it can even be called watercolor journal, but even watercolor paper can be thinner sometimes, so you have to be careful. The distressed pencil crayons are watercolor pencils. Yes, that's the exact same thing, Lori. That's exactly what they are. But of course they coordinate with the distress lines. So, man, I might have to use some of this flower stencil again. Now I'm kind of hooked on it. But I'm going to use a chevron instead. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to kind of try to build this page, okay? So what I'm going to do is a trick with stencils, which I'm sure most of you know, because it seems like you're all my tried and true ladies on here, so most of you should know, but you always want to start your stencils off the page, right? Because you don't want to get, which I can just show you on here, You don't necessarily want to get either this mark from going over or a sharp edge going off. Now, it wouldn't be, if you could get it lined right up, I think you would be okay. Like, you don't have to leave it over a lot, but also it can be a little more random too. And maybe you want to use this and only have a little spot of it. So don't think you have to have your stencils lined up in an exact same spot. You don't. And you know what? Everybody always tends to use stencils this way as well. You don't have to. You can turn them and use them however you want. And even, I mean, maybe you might not want to do that with the flower one, but maybe you could. You could have them go across the page, right? You don't have to have them up and down the way they're supposed to go. So just keep that in mind when you're using stencils, is it doesn't have to be the way you think that they're intended to be. Now this one, I think, is going to be a repeating pattern. So I'm going to, and then don't also, when you're stenciling, which I think I might have got this one a little crooked, but also don't think you have to go all the way and fill in all the little gaps and areas and go all the way this way, because you don't. The more random you stencil, the more, I guess, I don't want to say the better it would look, but it just makes it look less intentional, which I think is kind of, at least right now, the trend is to make it look a little less intentional. So see how that turned out? Ooh, Scorched Timber might be my new go-to. Now let's see if this is a repeating pattern to where I could possibly line this back up. And it is. I like that too. I like stencils that the pattern repeats for reasons like this, that you can line it back up. So I'll just shove this down so you can see. You'd have to be careful, but it does look like you can line this up, and now I can kind of finish and go down on my page. And then it's not gonna, I mean, I could have just left it there, absolutely, and finished it off halfway up. I absolutely could do that. That just wasn't the look I was going for. I wanted the whole strip, okay? All right, so we're gonna do that. Then we are going to, I have some leftover rub-ons that I'm going to apply here. Oh, I don't have a, oh well, I've got a pencil or something I can use. What should we go with for? Let's go with maybe Life is Magical. So these are 49 in Market. Ooh, I almost cut that one word off. It was white lettering, so it was hard to see it. Okay. So let's go. I actually think I might want this more down to the bottom. Maybe right here like this. I could probably just use the bottom of this. I'm sure that you usually don't need anything that pushes too hard. Scorched Timber might be my new go-to. I am pleasantly surprised how much I like it. I find some of the other ones, Walnut Stain is quite brown, and I mean, that's okay, but I'm not sure that I always want that. And then you have ones that are, well, Ground Espresso is, I don't know, this one just doesn't seem like it's got that weird brownish red undertone. Because both Walnut Stain and Ground Espresso, I find like they have a bit of a brown, like a, not a brown because they're brown, but maybe more like a rust undertone. And then you have Gathered Twigs and stuff, which is a whole different type of an undertone. So, I don't know, this one might be my new go-to. Alright, so let's just see if we can get this lifted up somewhere. I have no fingernails, apparently. Good grief. Alright. So the nice thing about rub-ons is you can always lift and look, right? Any questions from anybody? Oop, okay, this is not working as good as I thought it was going to. I didn't think about not having a popsicle stick in here. Maybe this. That's the thing with crafting, right? You always make it work. That's part of the secret, I think, of being a good crafter, hey? And I think when people first start out, I think that's the thing they're most worried about, hey, is making mistakes. But that's how you, just like anything else in life, that's how you learn, right? Is by learning how to fix your mistakes. All right, and then I have some kind of thicker stickers from Simple Stories. So I'm just looking at these. What am I gonna use here? Ooh, I like these little tabs. Where would I put these? I like, no, how about this one? A little tab I can put again along. And then the other trick, of course, which I'm sure most of you already know, but a trick of, you know, a good crafter, scrapbooker, card maker is sometimes also, you don't always want things to be perfectly in line. And look, my thing is even crooked, but that's okay. Sometimes you want it off-centered a little bit, and that also gives you that look of it not being something that you kind of did on purpose and have it, you know what, and I think, and Dagny, I know that you feel this way, is that sometimes the new mixed media or the junk journaling or these art journals, you know, I think the most popular thing about them is that you don't have to have everything perfectly straight and precise and put together and all of that, right? And. The whole purpose of it almost is to make it as messy as it possibly can be. So I'm just looking through my paper pack here that I have to see if there's any cut aparts in here. What's this one say? No. Some pieces. I just kind of randomly went through and grabbed a paper pack that I already cut up for another project. So I thought this would be a good way to kind of use up a few things. Kind of like maybe, let's try this one for now. This one's kind of cute too. I feel like it's on the wrong side though. Could it go this way? I feel like I'd like to rip the edge of this, so I'm just thinking of where. I mean, I think it looks better this way, but well, maybe if I layered it on that one, it might be okay, hey? All right, let's do that. Let's layer it over top of that one. Okay, we're gonna use score tape because, of course, my wet glue just seems to not want to work. So, score tape it is. Oh, and I better put my, oh, no. I was gonna say I better put my lid on, but no, I want to, I'll just use this piece that we initially, and I'm just going to, I do like distressing the edges, you know, with ink. That was really popular quite a while ago, but I feel like it's always been a technique that I've just loved and that's always stuck with me, because I feel that no matter what your paper is, just a little bit of ink distressing along the edges and it just tones it right down, and then it just allows it, I feel like, to be kind of used for any project. I'm going to do my corners a little bit darker, going over my flowers, but that's okay. All right, so now my score tape. So if you were on the fence about scorched timber, I probably would recommend it. Is that crooked? Does that look crooked? I think it's okay. All right, now I want to do another rub-on. Kind of like these ones because they have like these ink blots. And maybe if I used a brighter one like this blue. The reason, again, that I wanted to do this is because I am using, you know, these rub-ons from a certain company. And then I'm using paper from a certain company. And I kind of wanted to show that you can use product from other companies and put them together. It's not, I'm going to have to layer a few of these, I think, so I'm just trying to figure out where I want it. I think I'm going to go like here, maybe down a bit more. All right, that's where it's going. Stuck down. Also, I've really seen, like, as I was saying about you can use items from different companies and they kind of coordinate. I've definitely in the last few years see the trends really across the market really stick together. So if sage green is the trend, then it's like every company brings out sage green. Or if this kind of a, I don't know what you'd call this, like a faded, I would say it looks like faded jeans. You know, if a company brings out that color, then more companies bring that color out. And some are ahead and some are a bit behind. But most of us, the off chance that we are actually using a paper pad the minute it comes out, or rub-ons or whatever the case may be, is highly, highly unlikely. So the fact that by the time we're ready to do something that there would be something else out to match is pretty probable, I'd have to say. Hello, Linda. How are you? So now I want to maybe do another bit of a sticker. Let's do that. Now I want to get a little bit more teal in here. So what do I have? Maybe instead of this heart, am I going to be able to peel it? All right. Instead of that heart, let's go with this heart. Ooh, no, maybe not. It's going to have to be this one that has a little bit of, oh, I don't know about that one either. That's going to have pattern in between. So what about if I did something like this? I don't know about that. I like that color, but that shape just isn't, doing it for me. Make sure I don't put that hole. I need to punch out the little tag hole. Oh, and I don't have tweezers, of course, because sometimes I like to put my stuff on tweezers so that I can just line it up a little bit easier and not have my big hand in there to see what's going on. I do kind of like that. I think I could put it there maybe. And then, do I need that heart in there? I think I need, because I have a heart there now, I think I need another shape. Where did I get this heart from? I need another shape. But I don't know about, well, let's try it. Let's try this one again. I don't know, eh? Maybe not. Oh, here, how about this? I have this big word, love. looking at it here, and then sometimes you don't even see what it is. So let's try this big word love. Sorry guys, I'm kind of taking you over. Feel free to sign out if you need to go. I just wanted to do a little bit more work and kind of do a bit of a page, because usually I'm showing you guys techniques, but I'd never get the project finished, and then I always say, oh, I'll post it when I'm done. But you know what? I'm a crafter like everybody else, and sometimes I just don't get it done. Okay, again, I need this to put on here so that I can figure out where I want it. I mean, it would be kind of cute there. Not too far. I don't want it up past the top so you can see it. This is nice in a couple spots. It would be cute there. It'd be cute down here like this to fill up this blank space. I'm just not, well, what do you think? Here in the middle, bottom blank space, or across the 3x4 that's here like that? I don't know. I honestly think either way, right? I honestly think either way. What do you guys think? Give me a quick vote. And then I just found another heart that I might put on here. Let's see what else I have for. I was going to rip that one and then I never did because it ended up just working out nice. So it's a good idea, but it's not quite working out the way I need it to. Let's see. Here we got a bit of a darker one. And then when you're doing clusters like this, what I'm trying to do is you never want any lines to match up, right? So you don't want it up along the corner. Sometimes you do. I guess I shouldn't say never, but sometimes you do, depending on what your look is that you're creating. But most of the time when you're doing a bit of a layering, you don't want any lines to match up. That's what gives the whole texture look, right? Because then it is layered the way that you want it to be. Okay, so I think I'm going to put this, but I'm going to rip the bottom. I'm going to put a bit of score tape on here to attach it. Because, of course, my wet glue won't work. Okay, you think I should put it across the top? All right. So let me get this piece of, oops, this little kind of extra tidbit on here. All right. Okay, then we'll put love across the top. Right there. Let's do it there, right? All right, now let's do another rub-on piece. Let's see what else I have here. I have some text, which would be maybe nice. I don't want no more of these. I do have this flower one, which, let's see. Maybe I could put that here, and it would kind of overlap some stuff a bit. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Okay, this one's going to go here and be rubbed on. Sure that I can get that. Sometimes it's a little bit more challenging when you're trying to have it go off the edge, because rub-ons won't sometimes rip the way you want them to, but it'll be okay. All right, let's see if we've got everything. Oh, there's a little bit more right here. All right, perfect. And this one did, can you see that little piece there did stick over? But you could either fold it over, you could just tear it, you could do whatever. Okay, so then that's that. Now I do want to do, before we get too far into it, should we stencil a flower on here? Maybe up at the top, like that maybe? Guess we're gonna go for it. Oh, and I forgot to ink that edge of that. Let's go for it, hey? Because what's the worst that could happen if you just go for it, right? What's the worst that could happen? You could not like it, right? That's the worst, is that you get it on there and you're like, yeah, no, I'm not happy with that. Then what does that create? That creates an opportunity to fix your mistake. And not always, I can't say always, and I'm sure that there's not one of us here watching that can say always, but sometimes it actually turns out better than we expected because of us having to fix a mistake. Right? Who's with me on that? Who's with me? It's looking a little chaotic there on the screen. I'm going to lift it up so you can have a bit better look. A little closer up. Right, so I did go over this page a tiny little bit, so just imagine that not there. Oops. But that's kind of the top bit. I still think we need a little bit in here and then maybe more down. You want it to kind of flow that way, so we need something in the middle there for sure. Let's see what I have on my little sticker sheet here. Lots of hearts. Well, there's a circle. We don't have anything circular yet. I don't want any more hearts because we already have a heart. Oops. What are we going to put on here? Maybe a circle, but maybe not this one. Or maybe a circle, but in a different spot, hey? There, maybe? That looks good. Okay. It's actually getting looking pretty good, I think. I'm going to try to find maybe one more piece of paper. Oh, here's love, love, love. That might be kind of cute. And it's that diamond pattern, which now that I look, I don't know why I was so turned off of it, because the stencil is like that diamond pattern. But I'm going to rip it. I don't want it to be square, so I'm going to rip it into a rectangle. And now I just got to figure out, oops, now I just got to figure out where I want to put it. Maybe I don't want this one. It's one thing I do like about these chipboard stickers is that lots of times they will come off. I tend to go in and re-glue them a little bit. Ooh, I'm really taking up your time. I tend to go in and re-glue them once I have them set where I want them, but until that happens, I like them because they can be removed. What I could do is I could shorten this one up like that. And then with this one, I think for once I need to rip this a tiny bit different because I didn't really like the look of that. No. Now I think I'm getting too much. What if I put that one there and that under the edge like that? And what about under the edge like this? How about that? Does that look good? I haven't stuck it completely down, but how about this part in here? Does that look good? Kind of covers in that area, and then I think I would put something else just right here, and then I think my page would be done. All right. And for my bottom corner bit, you guys know I love words, so I always tend to go towards little words and quotes and things. But love, 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 life is magical. How about something that's not a love? Keep on shining. Choose happy. Choose happy, but it's not really. I need something more like in a bit of a circle, I think. Something that's not like a straight across strip. Let's see what I have. Oh, I do have, I'm going to peel this off and probably regret it, but I have this. What do you think about that across the bottom corner? I don't want to take off magical. Is that too much? Does that make that bottom corner now too much? If I put it like that, I'll have to just sort of center it on there. I want to keep it so like you can still see the life is magical. You're going to try your other project. What project is that? I do think this is too much. I might have to just trim it and do something like that instead with just the 3 across. It would be better there, honestly. All right, I think that's just a little bit too much. So, let's see. I've got a star. Now, I'm working on this page, but let's say that you were a scrapbooker and, you know, now you have this, I don't even know what size this would be, maybe a 6x8. You know, and you have the 6x8 page and now you just love it. So what do? Well, you can rip this out and you can put it on your scrapbook page and it would be beautiful. So there's my star, and what if I put, I really like this pattern and I haven't even been able to use it yet. What if I put this down along there? I think it needs to go down further. It's just hard with these round corners on the pages. There, and then I just need one more little thing, and I think we'll have it. And I feel like I need it to not be a word. Word. Here, let's try this. Heart. It's okay, but not too great. It's just not quite big enough. Oh, now I have this cute little doily one, but I don't want the saying on it. Ooh, that's pretty big though. That's kind of big. That's a little bit bigger than what I need. Well, the other thing we could do is do this, right? Pull your eye with a bit of a darker color. Ooh, I'm keeping you guys. Sorry, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I swear it. I didn't think I would get in the crafty vibe so much. How about there? Let's just do that. Okay, let's just end it off like that on a good note. All right. I could put this piece of paper actually that I took off of here. This is actually a really nice piece of paper too. I could stick it in here somewhere too. I don't want it on that side. But okay, we're just gonna leave it like that. All right, so here we go. Here's the page we created using the new Scorched Timber. And there you go. Beautiful, beautiful journal page. Life is magical. All right, ladies. Well, thank you for joining me. Sorry I took you over so long. I just kind of had inkling, for lack of a better term, to do a project, a little bit of a project today. So thank you for watching with me. Reach out if you have any questions about anything. If you like the new Scorched Timber, let me know. I can put some aside for you. And I so appreciate you watching. Have a great rest of your day. And I will see you next week.